Hello and good day. Welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast. My name is Pamela.
I'm Tim.
And we are from supergoodcamping.com. We're here because we're on a mission to inspire other people to get outside and enjoy camping adventures such as we have as a family. I know we've talked in the past about planning your next trip, but we thought today we would talk a little bit about how to research the planning. So the difference between a good camping trip and a great one can be the preparation. So a few minutes of research can mean you find the quietest campsite, the best swimming spot, a hidden hiking trail, or in our case, a hidden waterfalls, avoiding the loud generator section, which we have not done sometimes. A quick preview of what listeners can learn is just how to find the best campsites, what campground amenities actually might matter to you, where to research activities and find the hidden gems, and what to know before you're booking your backcountry trips.
Right. So you start with choosing the right park or the right destination. Things you should research is distance from home. How much time do you want to spend? You can do things I was going to say, how much time do you want to spend in the car? You can, here in Ontario, there's a wonderful
Park bus
where you can book a bus and go with a bunch of people, like-minded people, which is cool, and go away and go camping. But most often, sad as it often, we, the camping community, often jump in a car and go places. So that's a wrinkle I would love to iron out.
When our kids, they were younger, our radius was more limited of where we wanted to be driving. We didn't want to be doing a 6-hour drive with 5 and 8-year-olds in the car.
Yep, absolutely. But we were at least trekking 4 people and sometimes a fur baby in the car. So we were being less bad to the world. Just saying. You want to look at, I'll get off my soapbox for a little bit. You want to look at the type of landscape, what you're into. Lakes, forests, mountains, rivers, who knows? Popularity and crowd levels. Big one for me. Dog friendliness, if you have those fur babies, and seasonal factors. Bugs, temperature, fall colors, depending on what you want to do. Just real quick on that topic, we have historically done mostly July, August, and into September trips. This year in particular, we're doing a June. Thomas and I are doing a June trip, a whitewater trip. I'm intending to not do a July trip. Just July and August are kids out of school, campgrounds are booked, sweaty, no thanks. So we're hoping to do an August trip, and I'm looking to book what we normally would have done in a July trip in September because kids are back in school, temperatures are lower, and potential for pretty colors.
And fewer bugs.
Yeah, way fewer bugs. Well, but I'm not taking you. I'm kidding. I am taking you. Where would you find this information? So official park websites for us, that's Ontario Parks, or is it Canada Parks? National Parks. I guess Canada Parks.
Parks Canada.
Parks Canada, you're right. Oh, good one. See? You know more than I do. Google Maps, particularly the satellite view. Travel blogs. I know that vlogging is the new thing, or people calling podcasts a video thing. It's not. Podcasts are audio, just saying. There are travel blogs out there, some awesome ones. It takes nothing to Google them. Go do it. Camping YouTube channels, that tends to be my go-to. Reddit camping communities, which I don't use Reddit enough, I don't think. And yeah, it's so Google, but search sort of, if you're looking at an area, search, what's the best provincial park near me for camping.
So finding the best campsite in the campground that you choose, because not all campsites are created equal.
They are not.
Things to remember. So privacy, and Ontario Parks website does kind of rate each site for privacy. and quality of the site, the distance to the washrooms. So you might want to be close to the washroom. You might not want to be close to the washroom.
Depends on what type of washroom it is.
There can be a very bangy door on the washrooms.
Or there could be a vault toilet that maybe you're downwind.
A little smelly, yeah. Proximity to water, especially if you want to go swimming, that maybe you want to be somewhere closer to the water. Noise level. So if you're near a playground, you're near a road, you're near a boat launch, all of that is going to be a noisier spot. The size of the campsite, that if you're just like one tent, maybe you only need a small one. If it's 2 tents, 3 tents, or you're looking at an RV, then you need a different site. Generator versus non-generator sections. So we have, when we camped in Algonquin, we were near the RV people, and generators were going fairly often.
Which we thought we were being clever by going to a non-electric site, except they could have plugged in if we were in an electric sites and they wouldn't have run their generators. So, you know.
Yeah, so there's that to consider too. Electric
bit of a crapshoot there.
Yeah. Radio free as well as far as noise, and sun versus shade. So as a pale skinned person, I actually prefer a site that's a little bit more shady.
That's a nice way of saying she's a redhead.
Where to look? Campground maps on the park website. So look there. And also, like I said, each for Ontario provincial parks, they do have information about privacy and quality of each site. Google Maps, satellite imagery as well, camping review websites. There was a really good campsite site you used to look at. I don't know if it still exists.
Well, there's a picture site. There's a campground pictures, campsite pictures, something like that. Yeah. There's a Facebook group that I use, Ontario Parks campsite pictures. There's also, I think it's actually titled Campsite Pictures, maybe .com. I'm not sure, but I pay a $5 a year membership, and it does the overwhelming majority of Ontario campsites. They may not take, they tend to do sort of off season and run through and take a whack of pictures all at once, like in the fall or something. So it gives you an idea, but you're not looking at it with full foliage or anything. So privacy is the question mark when you see those particular pictures, but it does give you the layout. It often shows you, like it gives a full deal. And I think they have a YouTube channel that you can go to as well and check, a quick sort of pan shot as opposed to just static photos, which I think is pretty cool.
On YouTube, campground walkthroughs, and our good friends Ben and Cheryl from Camping with the Coles, they do awesome reviews of campgrounds. So theirs is a really good channel if you're looking for Ontario parks. So search for best campsites at whatever your provincial park or park name is. And campers will sometimes share the exact number of their sites, but sometimes I think there's also a bit of I'm not telling where my site is.
Yes.
Certainly backcountry.
It's like I'm not telling you where my fishing spot is. Yeah, absolutely. Campground amenities and facilities. So if you if you know what you're getting into, that can make or break your trip. Things you should research, and this plays out very well for the Ben and Cheryl Camping with the Coles. Washroom type. Is it a vault toilet or is it a flush toilet?
So look for Cheryl's loo reviews
yes.
for that specifically.
She's good on that. Comfort station, i.e. showers, drinking water access. Is it right beside you? Because everybody and their brother will be coming to fill up their water bottles and whatnot.
And if you got a very heavy jug, it's not so bad for it to be close by, but you don't necessarily want to be right next to it.
Yes. Yeah. Firewood availability. Here in Ontario, most Ontario parks, I can't speak to private campgrounds and KOAs, although I assume they do because there's money in that. So firewood availability.
But quality of firewood also matters.
I would not speak to that. I'd like to talk to the folks from Ontario Parks at some point, and it's the bane of everybody's existence as far as getting wood at parks. Most people buy their wood outside of parks because it's well dried, it's well seasoned. Just saying. Unless you want smoke because you're early in the season, you have a lot of bugs, buy the Ontario Parks wood at that point. again, Ontario parks, a lot of Ontario parks have a camp store, so you can go and get
ice cream.
Well, you can go get ice cream, you can go get marshmallows, but you can also pick up, bug spray and fire starters and, whatever. You forgot to bring your utensils. You can usually go and buy, plastic sporks and stuff like that. Laundry facilities, which not so much as you get older, you tend to plan your clothing, and not for lack of planning clothing, but I can tell you that we ran into an issue, Thomas and I, when he was quite a bit shorter than he is now. We ran into an issue where we had a wet sleeping bag and we had to do something with it. So laundry facilities for the win. Or sometimes you don't want to pack as much crap. So you wash it, 3 days in or whatever, and you're good to go. Boat launches, if you're going fishing or whatever, or you want to go paddling, you have to be able to dump it in somewhere. So that's a good thing. And again, back to Ben and Cheryl, for those of you that camp in RVs, you want to know where the dump stations are. So check that's not some kind of windy road and you're 14 miles away. And where do you find these things? Again, park websites, campground maps, again, usually on the park websites, or reviews on AllTrails, Google Maps, and TripAdvisor. I would caution on TripAdvisor, just because I've seen it a bunch of times. AllTrails and Google Maps, there's a little bit. AllTrails is generally pretty, not hardcore, but people that have done this, that regularly get out there and do things. TripAdvisor, on the other hand, I've seen lots of great reviews. I've seen a ton of first-timers who didn't know what they should be expecting in the backcountry and wrote 1-star reviews. It's like, it was dirty. You're out in nature, man. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be buggy. And it's going to be all those things. Like you can do, by the time you've done your 5th trip, it's like, oh, this is how it happens every time. But they've done their first trip and they haven't pulled their review out, or I don't know if you can, but just saying.
Well, I remember our friend Jesse from Follow Me North, they had an Instagram page where they would post some of the reviews of Ontario parks. I think it was Algonquin specifically.
Yep.
And it was like that. People would give a 1-star review for Algonquin because it was dirty.
There were bugs. There were animals going through my campsite. How dare they?
Yes. It's quite funny.
That's kind of the point, man. Just saying. As a bonus tip, look at recent reviews, not ones from like 5 years ago, because things happen. Parks change, they make adjustments. They're forever in flux. Wicked Storm happened. Derecho, is that the right term? Whatever. That microburst comes through and poof. When the beautiful beech trees, well, they're all gone now because they get wiped out by a mini tornado. So just be aware of that.
So activities inside the park. So one of the best parts of research is discovering what you can do while you're there. Activities look for are hiking trails, and some of them have really spectacular trails too, like the Crack at Killarney. Canoe or kayak routes, beaches, and sometimes they will also have the ability to rent. Like if you don't have your own canoe, but while you're at the park, you want to rent a canoe and go canoeing, you can rent a canoe.
Yeah, there's usually if there's not an outfitter in the park, which just doesn't happen very often, there's usually one very close by.
Well, we did at Bon Echo, we rented a canoe in the park so we could canoe over to Mazenot Rock.
Yes, which was awesome.
Came up with that name.
Good for you.
Beaches, for those that you want to swimming areas, and fishing spots if they allow fishing in the park.
And or anybody mentions where good fishing spots are. Yeah, over there. That's where you go fishing. Nope.
Wildlife viewing, lookouts, and scenic viewpoints. Biking trails. So some parks will have mountain biking. Turkey Point has a really good mountain biking system, and ranger programs. And we really enjoyed some of those with the kids. So taking the kids for the ranger program where they made bookmarks and they made tie-dye shirts with onion skins and like all kinds of fun things. Playgrounds for the kids or soccer football pitches or beach volleyball, like all kinds of activities.
Yeah, and badminton courts, outdoor badminton courts. Each park has got different things. Ontario parks will have a set of what's the drop downs
amenities,
yeah,
facilities. Yeah.
that's a perfect one.
And so where to find them: park trail maps, hiking apps like AllTrails, park visitor guides, the park websites, and local tourism websites. And just as pro tip, top things to do in and fill in your park name
wherever you're thinking about going.
Yeah.
So you're not just looking at things inside the park, you're looking at things around the park. Pamela mentioned ice cream earlier. The Maz outside of Bon Echo was wonderful. We went out and got like super killer locally produced ice cream and pigged out. I seem to remember it was.
And they have all kinds of things there too.
They had kayak sales and stuff like that too. So then they have odds and sods that make sense for camping folks, but it was great. It's not really a point of interest per se, but it's still a good place to go. Yeah. So some of the things you want to go looking for: scenic drives, waterfalls, historic towns, local restaurants. We've done that at Killbear. We went in and went at the Big Bear or something, whatever. It was great.
So fire halls. We went to a fire hall in Parry Sound. Local museums. There's a canoe museum,
which I'm going to in 3 weeks, I think. No, a month. Oh shoot, I've just forgotten. What's the? We go to the farmers market sometimes, right? Ice cream stands, right? So there's the Maz for you. Scenic lookouts. Anywhere you go, if there's a scenic lookout, go check it out. It's awesome. And take pictures. Take lots of pictures because they're all digital now. And local hiking trails. Just even if it's a shorty, get you out there, get you away from the usual insanity of what life is these days. So where to research these things. So Google Maps and just explore nearby, drop a pin and say explore nearby. Local tourism boards, travel blogs. And again, they do actually do travel blogs. Regional hiking groups. So many Facebook groups, man. So many. Check them out. Bruce Trail hiking groups, all that sort of jazz. A fun strategy is search for hidden gems near wherever.
Backcountry camping research. So if you're heading into the backcountry, research gets to be even more important. So things you need to know. One is permits. Do you need to have a permit? Are you booking sites? Are you booking a lake? What are the booking criteria? Trail difficulty, and difficulty of not just your trail, but if it's a paddle, portage difficulty in general, the distance between sites, what are your water sources, and likely you're going to need water filtration, bear activity. So if there is an active bear in the park where you're planning to go, portage routes, and navigation and cell service or satellite service. So where to find this information? The official backcountry maps.
From the parks themselves, they usually sell backcountry maps. I ordered one yesterday.
We have a collection of maps.
We do.
Park offices, trip reports from experienced campers, backpacking forums, and topographic maps like the government does.
The government puts out a bunch. I want to say it's more provincial. I think all the ones that I own are Ontario topographical maps, but there's also specialty maps. Friends of Temagami puts out maps. Friends of Algonquin puts out maps. Maps by Jeff. Any iteration of that, whether it's Unlostify, Jeff's maps, whatever. All of his maps have all kinds of topography, but also will give you routes. We'll show you routes. We'll show you difficulty, whether it's long and winding, whether it's a whole bunch of uphill and then a whole bunch of downhill, whether it's tons of scree, whatever.
Points of interest, like awesome.
He is fantastic in points of interest. Even back to the original Jeff's maps, but he's more so now. Just saying, I don't want to wax poetic, but he makes very cool, very easy to grasp things. Lat Long makes fantastic topographical maps and backroad maps. Again, locally produced, slightly different. I own looking back, I probably own half a dozen of them. So,
and then apps that help AllTrails and Gaia GPS.
Gaia. So that's, yes, I've seen people use both. I personally haven't used either of them. I think I might have tried out AllTrails at one point, but I haven't tried Gaia. But I watched our trip last year in Smogmy. I've seen tracking on it, and Bill, Thunderbox Diaries, Bill Wilkie swears by it. So he knows what he's doing, unlike me. Weather, bugs, and seasonal factors that can be a big difference in your trip. Some of us are bugged by bugs, and some of us aren't so much. Sometimes it's crazy. But research, you can research historical weather. You can research when the mosquito season is, up to a point. Things change. Water levels, especially rivers, that's going to make a huge difference in your trip, depending what time you're running. Look when fall colors are. Don't even try to go to Algonquin. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get in. And smart one, pay attention to fire bans or historical fire bans, and keep checking that stuff as you're getting closer to your trip. Where to check, Environment and Climate Change Canada, Park Alerts pages. They put up, water issues because of bacteria or, whatever, or fire bans in the park, and local Facebook camping groups, which I belong to a bunch, and they're great. They're a great resource.
Just some booking strategy tips. Popular parks can book fast, so you need to know when does booking open. Get on there at 7:00 in the morning if that's when it opens, and ideally you'll have your several choices of sites already in line so that you know which sites you want right off the bat. Learn reservation opening dates and times. Know your preferred campsite numbers ahead of time, as I said. Have backup sites ready. So this Tim will do, have 3 options, and consider the shoulder seasons because that's usually easier. But I personally don't recommend the spring because of the bugs. Shoulder season wise, fall is to me so much more appealing.
Yes, although lots of people are jonesing to get out, so they're willing to put up the bugs. You can search that up on YouTube. Let me tell you, man.
Reservations in Ontario are handled through the Ontario Parks reservation system.
Yeah, and if you don't win the 7:00 5 months ahead lottery, don't lose your mind about it. There are plenty of so Ontario Parks itself has a cancellation notification service, so you plug in what you're looking for, and if somebody cancels, because I'm not going to get into it, people book stuff that they don't actually intend to use, and or things happen, it will give you a notification. You will have 0 minutes to jump on that and book that site, but it's a better chance, often a better chance than 0 that you got at 7 a.m. 5 months ahead. Just saying. There's also, I've seen at least a post on Facebook in one of the camping groups that somebody has done their own version of it. So go look for that stuff. Pro tips. Always read campground reviews. Always. Seriously, you're going to get a feel for the people that don't know what they're talking about and the people that do know what they're talking about. Everybody has a different perspective, but that's important stuff. Look at satellite imagery, absolutely, because again, parks change. Something happens, some invasive species, and suddenly you're looking at 3 trees on your site instead of 17. You don't know. Try to research the exact sites that you want. I spend a ridiculous amount of time going through that stuff to see that it's a good site. I'm not going to have some bonehead right beside me, whatever. I'm looking at something at the end of a road away from everybody else, as opposed to duke, whatever. Download maps before you lose cell service.
Don't depend on having cell service.
Do not. At Front Country, you're going to do better, but it's dodgy. I can remember having to
stand out of the road at a specific spot in order to check my emails.
I do remember that. I have pictures of you doing that. And check your park advisories before you leave.
And then just in closing, a little research does turn a random campsite or a random camping trip into the quietest spot in the park, the perfect swimming beach, the best hiking trail, sometimes a hidden gem that you might have missed otherwise. And those points of interest too, that those really give you those memories that you're going to take back with you at the end of the day.
Yeah, and know that not everything is written in stone. I mean, we've done Pamela mentioned the generator where we were like, nothing against them. We chose a non-electric campground. It didn't say you can't put RVs in there, so they did. Is they put a small trailer in, and it was non-electric, so they ran a generator. That's something I will keep in mind for next time. And learn from, go. Oh, okay, cool. How was that? What do I want to make notes about to make it a better experience next time?
And if you don't like bugs, make sure that you're looking for swamps nearby your campsite.
Shush.
Not that anybody did that.
Oh, no, not at all. Think about shoulder seasons. It's especially here. Well, I think it's pretty much everywhere now. You've got a better chance at getting a site, or certainly at getting the site you want on shoulder seasons. And in the fall, no bugs, pretty colors. So you throw a hoodie on instead. It's not a bad thing. Just saying. But don't book my sites, because that's what I'm doing now. And that's it.
That's it for us for today. Thank you so much for listening. Please do tune in again soon. If you'd like to reach out to us, we are on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the things. And we would love to hear from you. If you want to email us, we are at hi@supergoodcamping.com. That's hi@supergoodcamping.com. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.